I am Cyrus. I am mean. Oh my gosh. I've been so tired today.
Understandable. I have been doing landscaping all day. So shoveling rocks, carrying them in wheelbarrows and whatnot.
My dad has been working in the yard for the past few days, doing like mulch and like that.
Good time of year.
All of the dads are out in the yards mowing.
Right.
It was so funny. Everyone was out. Everyone was out this past weekend. Everyone.
We haven't had rain in like 2 weeks, and I mowed around that time, right before the drought happened, and my grass has not grown hardly at all. So, as your first time playing D&D, what do you think so far? I know you haven't like really rolled any dice, but like,
Yeah, I rolled a single die, which has been lovely. When we were first playing, we were about 20 minutes in, and Joe texted me. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I hadn't spoken 2 words at that point. So it's like, "I'm doing great. I'm listening. I have no responsibilities. I'm
right.
I'm fantastic at listening." No, terrified, actually,
Oh yeah,
but I'm doing great. I'm loving it.
oh yeah,
You can see we take this very seriously.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
All jokes, pretty much for us. No, I think whenever Joe and I collaborated and started like writing out plans for this campaign, we had the original idea that we want this to be a very serious, very high political campaign, and almost every session we have bits and jokes and.
I think that's a good balance.
What should be.
Because even
I
if you
can't.
live,
I can't imagine anything staying serious for very long.
Right.
Oh
even if
no.
you live in a high political world, you have to make jokes or you'll kill yourself. Like, funny things still happen even if the world sucks.
I probably wouldn't be able to stay focused if we didn't have jokes. Because I'm dumb. So it keeps me like in on it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. I gotta stay focused on this stuff. So
not all of our characters are political minded. Maverick and Kiana are. But Lorik just got here. He doesn't know the rules of court. Cyrus doesn't care about the rules of court. And Bart is like a celebrity on a, like, he's still famous, well known in this elevated society, but a different mirrored version of it. Like, he's not in the world of arranged marriages and getting introductions. He's in like the doing cocaine, like Hollywood kind of
music festivals. Let's go.
Yeah,
Bart lets his PR team worry about the whole political stuff. So
yeah,
Maverick is PR. Like,
right.
Megan, how are you feeling?
I love thinking about Lorik's concerns because it's so not political. It's very identity driven, and yet with all the amnesia things, when we were at the campfire and like everyone's having the little side conversations, you mentioned that Magnus had s'mores, and I was like, oh my god, I bet this is the first time that Lorik remembers having a s'more, and how that would completely sidetrack all the identity crises. Just like, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Gotta have 17.
That's because I was eating chicken and I realized that you could see me eating chicken, so I wanted Magnus to be eating something.
S'mores sound very good right now, though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Are you loving D&D so far? I don't think you've had to make a roll yet, have you?
I haven't rolled a single die, which has been fabulous. I've just made goofs, went to AA, and yeah.
Intend for that.
That's all I needed.
And then it just became it.
What did you intend for it to be? Because when you told me the idea last night, I was like, oh, it's AA.
I thought it was just like gonna be like a support group more so, but not specific. Like, we use a lot of AA specific mannerisms. Like, been told, but I was thinking more, it would be more like a grief council, like a grief support group or something kind of a thing. Not, I'm 6 hours clean from hallucinations is how we do it.
These druids are very like mental health awareness with the pawn from last session and this AA meeting from this session.
They won't leave Cyrus alone. Leave her alone.
This is Cyrus's hell.
Get me out of here.
I am
I
curious.
don't want to talk about my feelings.
Not so subtly, I not so sub. How do you say that word, Megan?
Subtly.
Subtly?
Subtly.
Subtly.
Not so subtly introduced 2 new NPCs that one lives near Maverick's home and one lives near Cyrus's home. One, just so that we know more people's names in the world, because I feel like sometimes the DM in me is like, plot, go! And I forget that like people exist and you can interact with the world. But also in a very not subtle way, wanting to give Cyrus and Maverick friends who are adults and not each other. Because they're having
Cyrus
this
doesn't know anybody.
Right. They're having
Everybody
this
said that
heated
she got
argument.
letters. I was like, who?
They're having this heated argument / maybe romance, whatever, and they don't like. Maverick has a young princess, not who to talk to your girl problems about, and his prodigy or his apprentice, and Lorik, who just got here, and Bart, who, although many women like him, he doesn't like any of them and has no like dating experience or anything, and so much younger than Maverick. So like it's like, okay, children or a guy who has no life experience. And then for Cyrus, same thing but backwards, and all of you know each other, so it's like I can't talk to Bart about Cyrus because Bart knows Cyrus or whatever, you know. So that was my not so subtle attempt to make you guys know people in the world, and also to give Maverick and Cyrus both a friend.
That whole infirmary scene, I could not tell who they were flirting with. Like, if they were, like, trying to flirt with Cyrus, or if they were trying to get more, like, man, that Maverick. Like,
No. Taryn
She's just a
was
girl's
so
girl.
confused too, because Cyrus was so confused because Josie didn't know what to say.
Taryn is not lesbian for Cyrus. Taryn is the most sorority straight girl's girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I definitely read Girl's Girl, like, it was so good.
But you're like
Love
smoking
it. You're like drop dead. Like,
how do
So
I lock
good.
in?
Those are one of my
What are you
favorite
talking about?
people to interact with, I think. Are like kind of bitchy girls that you can only talk to for a short amount of time. But like this is Cyrus in another, if she didn't have the horrors.
Right.
If she didn't have to be an assassin, she would have been her.
without the trauma and continued just violence.
Did anyone get her name pun?
Which one was this?
Tara?
Tarantula? Tarantula?
Was that the
Ooh,
You
infirmary?
went, no, Joe, you said she has tarantula features, and then went, my name is Tarantula.
Yeah.
You silly Billy.
So that was the same person in the
Tarantula?
infirmary?
Who-
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Question. I kind of like blacked out during her part in the campfire. Did she share what her hallucination was? What was it again? Just real quick. 'Cause I completely forgot about it.
Her boyfriend is killed in front of her in her hallucination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Not cool, but cool.
Sweet.
I think that was a very true opening for Taryn to open with, like, God, don't you hate that lady who was running the support group? Don't you just hate her? And
She
Cyrus would be
only
like,
knows so much.
thank God, someone. And I was talking to Josie, like, crafting an NPC to be Josie's friend, Cyrus's friend. I was like, it can't be any other type of person, because any other person that doesn't immediately match her energy and match it hard is going to be like a shut the fuck up. I hate you. Like an immediate hand wave, no thank you from Cyrus. But I think this girl intrigued Cyrus enough. And we even got Cyrus like engaging in a bit of girl talk, if nothing else. Yeah. Death. And then I needed, I gave Maverick an older guy to be more of like a father figure so that there would be no thought in Danica's head that I wanted them to be romantic.
You need dad friends.
This guy's 84.
I need you to understand he could be your dad. And he also has a son, so you guys are bonding over being what you consider to be failures as fathers.
Bad Dads Club.
The Bad Dad's Club. Jesse, was I playing a realistic dad? Megan, Jesse is the only one of us who has a child.
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, are you lying or? I liked I've definitely stolen the like I know it sucks when they grow up fast, but children are supposed to grow up. I've stolen that from Facebook.
Yeah, right.
Since many people post that about
Children forever.
yeah, young little kids that unfortunately pass away.
Right. Womp womp.
Hey, you know.
You know.
Devin, what did you think about your horrifying letter? You as the player.
Congo letter?
Yeah.
Terrified. I was really hoping he was just a hallucination, but he's real, and he's looking for me. He knows where I am. I won't have to hide, change my name, change my whole appearance. Live underground.
We're there. We are there. Wow. Anything to add, Megan? How's Lork doing so thus far in this session?
I think I'm very new to Lorik's head.
He is too.
He is too. That's great. And I think if I may psychoanalyze him, I think he's now. I think a lot of his identity worries have been about very self-focused about who am I, and I think with all this talk of dead sons and being berated by the governor, I think he's now maybe, and I'll let Brooks decide this because Lorik is his boy, but I think the identity goes beyond that because, you know, whoever Lorik's dad is, which has been a concern for him, does he think Lorik is just dead? Is Lorik showing up in someone else's dream, telling him that it's his fault he's gone? What do other people who knew Lorik, the old Lorik proper, he's having this crisis about who he is. There's someone out there who knows him and doesn't have him. And I think that is now, when he's not thinking about s'mores and art and the heart,
Yeah.
I think that is sort of where his crisis could be heading. But I also don't know him very well.
And that's the beauty of it all.
There you go.
I love that. That's beautiful. Incredible. Well, we're just waiting for Danica to fix their laptop. Josie, why don't you talk a little bit about what Cyrus has been up to this session and how you're feeling, then we can turn it over to Kiana.
Kitty!
Oh.
I think that
Cyrus has had to be really physically and emotionally vulnerable and submissive this episode in a way that she really never had. Like, she had to be saved from this pit. She's hurt, so people are having to help her. Nearly forced to admit her hallucination. Like, a lot of stuff's going on that's just like not letting Cyrus be the closed wall, no emotions lady that she normally is.
Yeah, I think she's definitely getting really frustrated by it all. Like, everyone's giving her like all this attention. She's not used to that. She's used to just doing her own thing, doing whatever she wants, not caring about the consequences. Growling? Okay. But all of a sudden everyone wants to know everything about her, and she's not that kind of person to just say anything, so she's like very frustrated, very tired. But I think that some of it is getting to her. She's probably like, dang, like, everyone else is opening up about all of this. Like, how do I do that? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Kiana, what about you?
I don't know. Kiana's just kind of to herself. She felt like that she had a good connection and conversation with Theo along the way, and was really leaning into that. And then now that Theo's like meditating and things in that nature, she's just kind of like, exactly. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, she's just kind of, you know, enjoying the ride, really taking in the druid culture, and wanting to, of course, not convert, but learn more about said Oak Father and things like that.
Fight with Necklace, but then kind of a sweet moment with them as well.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, as soon as Danica gets camera figured out, we can continue.
As soon as they get camera ready.